Welcome, everybody, and welcome, Bonnie. I think you're really in for a treat when you hear from her. Bonnie is a best-selling author, a motivational can't speak this morning, motivational business speaker, and a direct sales professional. Her topic is from being your own unboss to being your own boss. So I think that's what we all need to hear today. She is a daily peanut butter consumer. I didn't know that about her, and I know Bonnie. We go back, and the music that she's listening to right now, she says she's a true Aerosmith. Once again, some of those oldies but goodies. Her gift for everyone is a tip sheet to the most beautiful hair, which I need because I really have a thing about my hair. And the one-on-one is a journal and an inspirational package of beautiful products for your hair. So please welcome Bonnie to the stage. I think you're going to love what she has to say because I follow her on Facebook and any place I can.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to have this space. I am so excited to be here. Gosh, wow, here we go, right? So how did I go from being my own boss to being my own boss? So I started out as an employee, like I think most of us do, right? I started working for a company. I was very young. I was very ambitious. In fact, one of the first things that I said to my boss was, teach me everything there is to know about being an owner of a business, because someday I'm going to own a business. I'm either going to buy you out when you retire, or I'm going to start my own business. And so I really loved my job. I didn't really know how to stand up for myself sometimes, though, because I was very young, but I was very ambitious. And so, I learned a lot. I made sure that I understood how every department worked. Like, I was truly inspired by business. Nobody in my family has ever been an entrepreneur. I honestly don't know why I always had that drive, that ambition, that motivation, but I've always been a leader. I've never been one to follow the crowd. I've always been one to stand out, go first. I'm kind of known as the go messy. I don't always know what I'm doing, but I just go messy and I figure it out as I go. And, I really, really loved working there. And I thought I would retire there. I had been there for, over 2 decades. And I was very, very dedicated, like I said, and loyal. After 20 years being dedicated and loyal to this company, the owner decided to go in a different direction. And he sold the company to an investor. And it was not in my best interest to stay. And so I had to make a decision, right? I had to make an executive decision. I knew I couldn't stay there. And so I had to decide what I was going to do next. I either could start at the bottom and work my way up at another company, or I could take a risk and take a chance on me and start something of my own. And so I took all the knowledge and I left. I started my own aerospace welding company in literally 3 days.
Wow.
It was crazy. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I made a lot of mistakes. I'll be honest. I made a lot of probably poor decisions, but I did the best that I could. I learned as much as I could. And then a few years into my being a business owner journey, I had some devastating health issues. I actually was diagnosed with liver cancer. And so it forced me to leave the welding industry. And after 52 years old, I found myself having to make a shift, and I jumped into direct sales.
That is so amazing, Bonnie. I think It's just the transitions you've had to make in life and the things you've had to deal with. What would you say was the mindset that you had to have to go through these different shifts or these different transitions in your life?
Oh, yeah. And I was going to say too, like, I'm glad you brought that up because that was exactly what I was going to start talking about next. Like to shift, I mean, all of these paths in our life, right? I had to shift my mindset. I had to really change my perspective of things. And I had to really dig into personal development, which I never even knew what it was. I never even heard of the word personal development. And so, obviously, going through a devastating health issue, I had to really change my mindset and I had to let go of a lot of control and just accept and let go of fear, which is really hard to do, and just believe that everything is going to be okay and everything is going to work out. And that's one of the things that's really hard, especially being somebody that is an entrepreneur, that has a lot of drive, that has a lot of push, that, I've always been in control. And this is the thing that I couldn't be in control in anymore. So when I decided to go into direct sales, that was one of the first things that they teach you is you have to change your mindset. You have to work on your belief system. And like I said, I had never done that before. So I had to really dedicate time to develop myself. And to do that, I had to invest in myself. And so by investing in myself, I got, I invest, when I say invest in myself, not only invest money, but I invest time, right? I invested time to read books and listen to podcasts. I did decide I wanted to do this professional. Like doing a side hustle was not something that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a professional. I had owned my business for 17 years. Like I've been an entrepreneur for 17 years. And so I already had that piece that I didn't want to work for anybody else. And so I knew now direct sales is completely different because being a traditional business owner, it's about you, it's about your company. But being in direct sales, it's about helping others. It's about, yeah, it's about helping others. So it was a completely different mind shift. I had to learn on vision, understand the belief system, to believe in myself and to create vision for other people. I also had to develop simple duplicatable systems that were easy to follow, that I could, have repeat consistent results that I could teach others. Because again, I'm here to help others, right? I also had to work on another big thing. Kathy was working on my mindset for money mindset, because I was taught to hang on to your money. Yeah. But I had to learn that money is energy, right? And in my mind, it's kind of like it flows like a river. Money is energy and it flows like a river. And if you hold on to that money and you don't let it go, you're disrupting that flow. And you're like creating a dam. And I've learned that if you hold on to things, you're not allowing abundance. You're not allowing the natural flow of things. And so when I learned to let go of money, then it just flows. It comes in and goes out and comes in, and you have to just be like confident that it's all going to work out. It's all going to flow, Another thing that I had to do is, and this is really hard, I'm still working on it, is I had to master my emotions. I had to master my emotions and not react to things when they didn't go as planned. And so I created this new mindset that I never lose, right? I'm either winning or I'm learning.
Great.
And by doing that, like surrounding myself with the right people who saw the potential in me, that saw the belief in me, that allowed me to speak on stages and speak my story, just like this summit. Like I am so honored to be here and to share my story, because I believe that there's a lot of people out there like me that maybe are still either stuck in that job, or maybe they lost their job and they're scared. They're like, I don't know what else to do. But it is possible. You can go messy
Those are
and things will
such,
always work out.
yeah, you have given us so many gems, really, in what you've just shared, because I think we all go through that journey, and, have to learn those things. And you seem to have conquered them all. So I want to ask, though, about how did you go? You're in sales, direct
Mhm.
sales. How did you decide what direction to go in direct sales and what products to pick, and what did you want to do? How was that part of your journey?
So, well, direct sales, I mean, it lights me up. Like I said, it's completely different than traditional business. Direct sales, it was something that I didn't really know anything about. But once I started to do some research on what am I going to do? Do I start another business? What do I do? Da, 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 right? Do I partner with someone else? That is the reason why I chose direct sales. But the reason why I chose my company itself, well, after going through menopause and cancer, my hair was struggling. Girl, my hair was dry and brittle and frizzy and falling out. And so for me, I was looking to find some really good products. And so fortunately, I was able to find a really good product that was vegan, it was clean, it was gluten-free, and I saw people having results right away. Like, I was so impressed with seeing how quickly their hair could transform. And so I decided to do my research, and this company that I found had clinical studies to prove that the products actually work. And I don't know if you know about this, but products out there on the market, most of them, they don't have clinical studies because clinical studies cost millions of dollars and it's really, really expensive. And unfortunately, big companies don't really want to invest in that. And they just put stuff out in the market and they just hope that they work. But this company is a family owned business and they have such huge hearts, and they were like, we want to do something different. We want to do something that no one has ever done before. And that was another thing that interested me because, okay, here I am coming off of, all the illnesses, right, that I had, all the stuff. I don't even go into that, but and this company just basically landed in my lap and they helped with hair. They helped to stimulate hair. And it wasn't just a shampoo and conditioner, it was nutritional system for the scalp. And that's what made me think, hey, this company is different. And nobody else had ever done that. This is the only company in direct sales that focuses on hair care. And so for me, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, if I'm going to start a company, I want to do it the right way. Because a lot of people decide I want to sell a product because I love it. And that's not a good reason to go into business. Yes, you should love the product, but I mean, I love to eat. I'm not going to go open up my own restaurant, right? So it's got to have things that is going to help you to become successful. And so for this company, and any company, in my opinion, for me, there's 5 things. Can I share those 5 things?
Sure.
Okay. So for me, I needed to find a company that was really good timing. I didn't want a new startup company because we know companies a lot of times they don't even last about a year. They'll go under. But this company was 3 years old. And so they already had established, right? They had great products. They were having product launches and launching into new countries. And I was reading a Forbes magazine, and they said a great time to partner with a company is during product launch and product or global expansion. And this company had both. And then I was looking for something that was a necessity and a consumable product. And again, this company is shampoo, like everybody washes their hair, just like you had said. I need help with my hair, right? And then the compensation, like, come on, we have to have a good compensation plan. Like, we're not in this for charity, right? And they had a really good compensation plan, which is important to me because, again, being a business owner, like, it had to make sense. And then leadership and community. I love the leadership program that Direct Sales has. Now, this one, we actually, I don't know, do you know who John C. Maxwell is? He's a amazing speaker. He's written over 80 books. He's also a minister. He actually came to us and said, I see you guys are doing something different, so I want to do something different for you. So he actually came to our company and developed a leadership program so you can actually get certified, like go to a university and get certified. And all of this is free. That's another thing that I love is that all of this extra education is all free. There's no extra cost.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing company, but it also reflects, I think, some of your values that you've mentioned, that it has to have it has to be sustainable. You did your research. That's important to you. It's a product that people will use because it's good and not just to sell. So I think that really reflects some of your values. And I think that's what drives most of us in what we do. I do want to divert a little bit to ask you for the next couple of minutes before we go to your gift. What was your Emmy experience?
Oh my goodness. Woo! It was amazing. Like, I'm telling you guys, walking into that environment with all of these amazing people, it's really hard to put into words unless you're there. Because talk about up leveling. Like, when I stepped into that room, I was a little nervous. Like, I had talked to Deb, are you sure? Are you am I worthy to be there? Like, I am nobody. I'm just, she's like, no, girl, you're worthy. You need to get your butt there. Just get there. It was amazing. Like, it was the best experience I've ever had. And just the authority, like, people are saying, wait, you were at the Emmys? Like, it is still the buzz. I have not come down yet. Just letting you know, I have not come down from that buzz. And I still have tons of people that are still coming into my pipeline, wanting to have conversations. I even got to go on a couple podcasts from it. It's just been amazing. I've gotten some business partners from it. I've gotten some clients from it. It's like, what? I didn't expect any of that. And the best part, though, is just, again, the relationships, bringing inspiration to people. All of the people were so kind. I was a little intimidated to speak to these influencers and celebrities, and they're so nice. Like, for them to come up and I got hugs and they wanted to read my chapter. And I even had people look for my chapter and then they read the chapter and then they wrote a really nice message. And I had some girls taking pictures going, I just met this cool chick and I wrote in her book. And I'm like, it's amazing. And I cannot thank Deb Drummond enough. Like, I don't even want to, I'll start crying. But, and just meeting you at the Oscars, the first time we met, remember? I told you and I are going to be besties.
And that's so true. And I think that was what's so incredible about that experience, going anywhere and representing yourself or this 262 book, is the relationships you build. And and you see that everybody's normal. Even in Hollywood, all those people we met were normal, and they really support what we're doing because we're women in business. And I think you are just amazing. And don't ever say that you're not at somebody, because you are. And it goes back to also, I think, what Joanna said about, going to these things increases visibility. Visibility increases your how people perceive you, and it's part of our business. So do you want to tell us then about your gifts?
Yes,
before we
I would
wrap
love
up?
to. So it's like this whole beauty. Deb had this really cool name, and I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly what she called it. She called it like this beauty
Oh,
dream.
it's a health, wealth, and dream basket, right? Your
There we
health,
go.
wealth, and dream basket for one lucky person. And can I interrupt for just a minute, Bonnie? Because I see there's some
Yes.
here who've never been with us before, because this is how you're going to win.
Yes.
Every speaker that you see today will have a free gift for you. You can go one or two places, and I'm talking to our streaming family and our women's channel family as well. So everyone here who speaks has a free gift, and they're going to put it in the chat for all the smart people that showed up here today. And for those of you that are smart, but you're going to have to go over to the 262 Facebook group, because at the end of the day, the speakers from yesterday, the speakers from today are going to put their free gift over in the 262 public group for you to go and fill your digital swag bag. Talk about swag bags. Hey, Bonnie, when we were at the embassy, ooh, the swag bags were nice. Gotta say, swag bags were nice. So you're going to put it in your swag bag, and you're going to be filled with business and personal development and all sorts of gifts. Now, to win here live, this is how it works. We are going to come up with a question. Well, Kathy's going to come up with a question for Bonnie because she interviewed her, and we're going to ask something that we didn't know that we were going to ask. The first person to put their answer and their email together, please. If you put your answer and no email, you know. So we're good. I always say we're good, but not that good. We don't know who you are. And it's the first person that answers the right answer. Now, here's the thing. Everyone gets all the free cool gifts that are going to happen all day, but one person can win one big item. But continue to enter. I remember when Catherine O'Leary got a phone call from me, and she was like, I can't believe I just won a ticket to the New York Fashion Gala. I wasn't the number one. I go, no, but people had one above you. And you were, she was like, are you going? She goes, am I what? She goes, I'm getting a dress. I'm like, cool. So there's $20,000 of gifts over the course of these 2 days. So please. So when Bonnie's going to explain what she's going to give, and then Kathy's going to ask a question, that's how we're going to play it. And that's how we're going to play it all day long. All right.
Okay, so there's 3 gifts that I'm giving. So one is I'm also a best-selling author. So someone is going to get a personalized autographed book from my book. This is to inspire you about business. Now, this has 25 different stories, 25 different authors. So if you don't resonate with my story, that's okay. You will resonate with someone else. So you're going to get that. And then a journal to write in your beautiful dreams, right? We have a journal to give you. And then obviously some bomb hair care, because who doesn't love great hair care? So I'm going to be also gifting a set of hair care.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And so the question that I'm going to ask for everybody, and it's actually got 2 right answers, so you can put in either one, is that Bonnie was decided to go into this business and picked hair care as her products because of 2 events that occurred in her life. One a health event, and one just the change in life at later years. So if you would please put that in the chat with your email address so that we can, either one will work. And thank you so much, Bonnie. That's such a great, great story. So inspirational. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
do
you
some
so
hearts.
much.
Let's do some jazz hands. Let's do some all of that. Honestly, good enough. Good, 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 good. Lots, lots. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bonnie. That was amazing. That was amazing.